Greetings there, my fellow hunters. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Survival Fountain of Youth. Episode 6, Hunter on the Prowl. Now let's focus on the bow that I said I would make. And maybe a bandolier, a bamboo bandolier. So now I have more ammo slots. But bow and arrows are pretty decent arrows early on. And then work on the actual bow. So the native bow frame requires a rope made of skin, which then circles back to the tanner and the dryer. So like no matter what, pretty much all progression leads towards me needing a skin dryer. So let's do that. So I think I'm out of narrow leaves. Yeah, I'm out of narrow leaves. So I'm going to go collect some narrow leaves so that I can make a skin dryer and then go hunting. So go hunting for animal skins and upgrade the raft. Sorry, I'm tabbed out. Auto running so I could type. Normally I wouldn't, you know, hump a stone, but... sort of tired of running out of the narrow leaves, so I'm gonna collect a bunch now so that I don't keep requiring that as a thing. I also haven't forgotten about the date palm juice collector for a free survival point. So, my 2 cents, like, having a few skin dryers, because of the amount of leather that you're probably going to burn through, is handy. So I'm going to make 2 of them now. Yeah, you believe me that, I don't run into walls in real life? I try to make a habit of it, not to. So once I get some animal skins, I can dry them on those frames. And then the other part that I would want is the tanner workbench. I'll put this inside. And this bad boy needs 2 more ropes. I mean, what is it? Rope. And a hammer. It is helpful to like start with at this point, and at some point I should probably do it, is to have like specific boxes for tools, specific boxes for medicine, so that it's you're not constantly like confused and juggling, because like right now I'm just like throwing everything around. So this tanner workbench, ideally I would want to upgrade it. But that, I need a strong branch, and that's from a cannonball tree, which is not found on this island. I will spoil. But alright, let's go hunting. So, I do have obsidian, so I don't think it would necessarily be a bad idea to get myself an obsidian spear, so that when I'm fighting, I do kind of as much damage as I can. So I'm making obsidian knife blade out of the obsidian piece that I got, and then making a spear out of the knife blade. But for that I need more long... oh, this sucks. I need more long sticks, which I've like exhausted in the vicinity. I've used up all the long sticks. Can you paint boxes and put signs on them? I don't think there's a sign. Let me check. I don't think there's signs. No. So you just have to remember where things are. I think they didn't include them. This is speculation, of course, but because this is a single-player game, you don't need to, like, coordinate where you put stuff with other players. But I suppose if you have a terrible memory, like, it would have been helpful. So the other way... No, I can't do that. You know what? Let's upgrade the raft to go back to the starter island for long sticks. So for that, I need one more split log. The reason for that is the upgraded carpentry workbench allows you to cut logs into long sticks, but I don't have access to that because it requires copper. But there was, and the long sticks I know of, this patch and this patch, I've already exhausted. So if I wanted more long sticks, I would have to travel pretty far. So I'd rather just sail to them, as that will be faster. Oh, right, I don't have, Oh, interesting, it keeps the log on top. Okay. I don't have my saw blade with me. So what I'll do is I'll upgrade my raft, because that was the other part of the tasks, and then use the raft to go to the Starter Island to collect long sticks, so that I can finish my tasks. And start hunting. Oh, split logs. Boom. So this is the top tier starter raft. This is called a solid raft. It has a protected box. So it has like quote unquote refrigerated storage. It has log storage. It has a bed of leaves. And we're going to take this over to go get long sticks from the starter island. It's not super fast. The canoe would be faster, but this was just like cheap and easy to make. Whereas if you make a canoe, there's like multiple upgrade tiers of canoe before it starts to get like all the trimmings. Essentially, the first pass at most boats will just give you like the helm and maybe a bed, and then you have to upgrade it to add all the additions, which can be resource intensive. So I've got a little bit more time left on my snake potion, keeping me from getting tired, hungry, or thirsty. So I've been able to do a lot of work, a lot of progress, hopped up on that native potion drug. Sailing level 1. There's also oops, I maybe shouldn't have slammed it in the coast. There's also seaweeds around here. There's like starfish and sea urchins and stuff like that to collect here if I wanted to. And there's certainly trees to cut down. My axe is a little worse for wear, but maybe I'll collect some trees while I'm out here. Only one vine has regrown. So, I didn't mention this previously, but the way the regrowth works is it regrows like one at a time. So I had originally collected something like 8 vines from that tree, and in the time since I've left there, only one of the vines of the like original 8 had regrown. Alright, so here is the long branch trees. Please tell me I didn't... Yeah, okay, good. I didn't cut them all down. I would have hated to come all the way out here and not have been able to do what I just did. My axe is about to break. So perhaps what I'll do is I'll cut down some branches, or I'll cut down some of these trees before it fully breaks. And then I'll have to make another stone axe as a replacement. But this raft has log storage, so I can stick logs directly on the raft. So it's a pretty handy way to get logs when you don't want to like haul them over land, so you can sail around with them and it doesn't slow your boat down any. my axe is too broken. And then, for the first time, not that it's efficient, but I could use the fast travel. It takes 4 hours. No, forget that. I don't want to spend 4 hours sailing in-game. I can get there much faster by doing it manually. It's a great little boat, yeah. I'll be honest. When I play tested this, I used this little solid raft until the last island. Because as long as you get native map pieces, you don't need a better boat. So I didn't bother building a better boat. It was probably not the smart play, because the better boats move a lot faster, allowing you to travel around a lot faster. But I was like, you know what? I'll just go, you know, Huckleberry Finn style for as long as I can, and I wasn't forced to get a better raft until the last island. Plus, it has you know, you can just like auto run forwards. So as you can see, I'm sailing with no hands right now. Rough water does throw you off course, though. And then if it's stormy out, it will really throw you off course. You'll have to be at the helm. Oops. I keep bumping it. So that's fine. Alright, well, I'll leave those logs there for now. I mostly came here for the long sticks. The other thing is, I'll put these long sticks away. So, I did all that to make the spear, but I'm just gonna sleep until daybreak. Because the snake potion is done. Alright, here is the obsidian spear. Oh, I need my hammer. Yes, that's right. This hammer's probably about to break. There we go. I did break the hammer. I'll repair it. This is probably the last time I'm going to repair it, because it will lose too much of its max durability. But now I have an obsidian spear. So the advantage of that, and I'll put away the obsidian axe, because it's literally just about broken, and I don't have obsidian to repair it. So now I can throw a spear, and then melee with a spear, allowing me to fight a little bit better. So the obsidian spear does 22 damage, whereas the stone spear does 17. This has 165 durability, where this has 54 total. It has been repaired before, but yeah, the quality of the weapons that you use is a big determining factor of whether you win the fight or not, and with what injuries you win with. So, I upgraded the raft, so now I want to go hunting for the animal skins. So the animals that are going to give me skins are peccaries, but it's going to be really hard. Well, it's possible that I hunt them with a throwing spear. So you have kind of two types of animals, or let's say 3 types of animals. There's pests, which crawl around on the ground like scorpions and spiders. And then there are passive creatures, which when you try to attack them, they run from you, which would be like the chickens. And then you have hostile creatures, which will actively attack you, like the short-eared dogs and the boars. So, weapons like bows are really good at ganking the creatures that run from you, because it's fairly accurate over long distance. And also, I think arrows will slow down the enemies. So when you land an arrow shot on, like, let's say a peccary, it won't be very fast in running away from you. Whereas without hitting it initially with an arrow, it will definitely run away from you faster than you can catch it. So an arrow is a really good opening move when hunting like peccary. So right in front of me is some peccary that I'm trying to sneak up on for an opening throw. And I'll actually throw my obsidian spear. So you can see that the one I hit can't run away, whereas the ones I did not hit are like, I wouldn't be able to catch. It's animal fat, fresh hide, and meat. I'm going to leave the bone. So the animal fat can be turned into oil, lamp oil, which is a really good way to illuminate your base. If I had a chemistry bench. And this allows you to have like a permanent light and fire source in your base for very, very cheap. Think of it as like whale blubber, just not made of whale. The hide can then be dried at a tanner bench, processed at a tanner bench, and then dried for dried hide. And then, you know, meat is meat. Let's do a little bit more hunting while I'm out here. Yeah, arrows slow them down a lot, but the spear slows them down too. As long as you embed something on your first throw, like, you'll be alright. The other thing is my... Oh, so there's a peccary. But it's panicked. But if it stops panicking, I might be able to catch it. Let's go for the boar. It's gonna fight back, but I'm ready. Oh, is that another... No, that's a peccary. It's not a boar. Poke. Alright, my stone cutter is cooked. So let's see if we can't find a stone to repair it so I can keep hunting a little bit more. There's also fruit up ahead this way that I can collect to refill my water. And then I can head back towards the base and I'll run into a boar. Oh, I should have snuck up on that peccary. Alright, water's just about full. Oh, yeah, I had an open green coconut. Derp. Oh well. When my concentration level is a 1 higher, I'll be able to actually see the passive critters through, like, X-ray. But let's do a boar fight, because that will be a little bit more difficult and possibly more interesting as a result. So this should be a boar. Yep, right there in the middle of the screen. Oh. Oh my god. What the hell? Ow. Come on. So that was a blocking hit. I stabbed it before it was able to connect, stopping it from hurting me. It's like a parry thrust. And now it's running for me because it's wounded. Boom, it's dead. Lard, tendons, hide. Oh, right, my cutter's toast. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to create a marker, a custom marker on the map, by hitting middle mouse button, so that I can mark down the location of the dead boar, because I don't have a way to skin it at the moment. Ouch! Oh, why did I stand on a snake? So I created a custom marker so I can find my way back more easily, rather than have to, like, wander back or whatever. And let's try to find a cutter. Stone. Often the beaches are a pretty good place to find, like, stray stones. Sometimes. There's a large stone, but that's kind of the wrong size. Really? Really, game? It's gonna be the one time you're gonna be like, haha, you said there's stones on this beach? This is gonna be the most pristine beach. carefully manicured like a Zen garden owned by someone with the most obscene levels of OCD that you will never find a stone here. Ah! But I have! Alright, I am gonna destroy this old cutter and just make a fresh one. Because we'll have more durability. Yeah, I have picked this clean before, but, you know, I was hoping to find new ones. And I have, so I'm good. Worst case scenario, I could run over to a stone pile, like over here, which will be more or less guaranteed stone, unless I've exhausted it. But the stone piles regen stone over time. Through the power of native magic. Alright, let's collect everything but the trophy. And maybe not the meat and the intestines, because I don't have durability. Not the boar hide. Seriously? Still don't have durability? Not more lard? There. Now, for the love of... So a scorpion crawled up on me and stung me. So in order to keep them at bay, I can light up my torch so that I can work in peace and not get stung. There we go. So I leveled up skinning, and I skinned it. So let's bring this back over to my tanning bench. I'm gonna... Actually, I'll leave the marker, because there was a little bit more left on the animal, if I want to make a return trip. And, run back home. Good hunting trip, though. 2 peccary and a boar for 5 hide. That's a decent amount of hide. Yeah, but the bone knives have a lot more durability than the stone ones. The stone ones are honestly trash. They break so frequently, it's ridiculous. If you're around somewhere that has like a lot of stone, then it's not so much of a problem. You just make new ones constantly. But the bone knives and obsidian knives, especially I would say obsidian knives, if you have sourced obsidian, are very handy. So let's put the lard away in the box to keep things safe. And I can make tendon thread out of the tendons, and then I'm going to make 2 batches of processed hide right now. So with the processed hides, I can hang them on the rack to dry. That will give me dried hide. After 18 hours. And then the tendons I took off the boar give me tendon thread. And tendon thread is an ingredient for fishing line, improved fishing line. I got tusks from the boar for a tusk-tipped harpoon if I want to... So the harpoons are useful for hunting underwater stuff, whereas the spears hunt over land stuff. So they're different. And then it also gives me access to the bowstring. So I would need another tendon for the bowstring for the bow, which I don't at the moment have, but, you know, I'm working on the ingredients for. So while we wait for the hide to dry, I can prepare the other hides on the tanner workbench. The other thing, what is required for the chemistry? Split log. Oh, clay. Clay is the bottleneck. Because it would be really nice if I got a lamp, oil lamp in the base, but I don't have access to the one yet. So now that I'm a little bit rested, let's see. I'd like to get back to work. So for a bow, I need some extra tendon. And I'm probably going to get that off of, like, peccary or boar. So even though it's not quite daybreak, I'm going to go back out for peccary and boar hunting. Just for that one more piece of tendon. There's a chance to get tendon off of, like, bigger creatures. So the short-eared dogs and the chickens and things like that, like, you'll never get tendons off of. It's not in their drop pool. So I need to hunt slightly bigger game. So let's go towards the boar here. There's 2 boar next to one another, and they're basically guaranteed to give me tendon. And then the way over... Oh. I was gonna collect stones from here for the cutters, but there's no stones left there. So I'll head over to the next stone pile to collect stones for cutters. So the reason I'm not going back for the other clay is the remaining time in the clock means, like, I'll get there and run out of time. So I'd rather complete a bow with my remaining time than, like, complete half the trek to get clay. With that said, which is the good news, this game I'm going to be picking for at least 2 more streams, so this is not the end. Even though I'm coming up on the end of the time I have for the stream. See, now that I have stones, I'm finding new stones everywhere, right? Just the way it works. Okay, I'm heading in the right direction for the boar. Oh, a new resource. So around this rock, as you can see, there's a book, and then also some moss. Ooh, a dead Spaniard's map, which I'm not going to look at right now because I'd get ganked. Tendon, good. And hide. And I'll take the fat. Oh, I don't have a cutter. Oh, really? Oh, come on, ant scorpions. Y'all need to chill with this. Okay, I've skinned everything off of that I wanted. So let's come over here and grab the mold. And the book. And there's some other artifact right over here, so I'll grab that too before I head back. So this is the little Spaniard camp that I had a map to with coffee tree seeds. Yeah. And then this book is an athletics book, which would be really good to read because I use a lot of athletics. And a mountain trail map. But I've already been up the mountain, so I already know about that trail. It also gives me a recipe for berry. So here, if I mix a cacao fruit and feijoa fruit and water in a hearth with a pot, I get something that restores water and energy. So it's kind of like native coffee. Although coffee is native coffee too. But planting those two crops in a farm plot would give me the ability to make essentially energy drinks. And if you're wondering, yes, that does mean that you don't need to sleep anymore, hypothetically, if you just keep making energy drinks. So you can absolutely just get hopped up on energy drinks and never sleep another day in your life once you start getting coffee and berry concoctions. So let's bring the materials for the bow home, and that will be the final thing I do, is to make the bow and get the dried leather. Can I craft an umbrella? Oh god, oh if I wish. Actually, there are some clothing that make you less susceptible to weather conditions. But I just doubtfully don't have the materials for it yet. You know what? I'm gonna grab the dog. Also, if you're wondering, if you mouse over the dead animals, like the short-eared dog there, I can see that it respawns in about 10 days. So the animals, you can't like hunt them into extinction. They will respawn, but it gives you a pretty long time before they respawn, so you don't have to constantly deal with them like popping back up. Additionally, the mold that I got has a chance to cure a whole bunch of problems. So it's a kind of a cure-all, a small chance for a cure-all, and it regens your health. But it makes you super thirsty. The dehydrators and the drying racks will work in the rain, so they're not something you need to put inside. 2 hours left on them, and the dried snake tail is already done. So the dried snake tail is a reagent of a medicinal potion. Alright, this box is totally full. Oh, the other thing I could do is the hearth here has a water tank. Meaning that you put water in the pot, and the pot, if I'm not mistaken, is not subject to evaporation, and also is used for cooking. So whenever it's raining, fill up the water tank in your hearth, too. And right as I do that, it stopped raining, of course. So now the water tank inside the pot is full. You can visibly see that it is full. I'll fill my my canteen with the remaining water, but as you can see, the water that I stored in this primitive barrel has not evaporated, because it doesn't. That's one way to keep it good. Alright, my inventories are completely full. So, with water in the pot, I can make this, like, berry energy drink. Because I have Feijoa fruit and Akako fruit. However you say it, excuse my ignorance. But I wanted to make the bowstring. So here is the tenon thread. And then the bowstring. And then put all that together. What am I missing here? Oh, rope made of skin. Right. So with these done, the dried hide's complete. You get this lovely dried hide, which you can turn into a smoldering charcoal bag. So it's a fire starter with a 100% chance for ignition, but it decays over time. Basically, you just stuff a bunch of charcoals in a bag. Basic animal hide clothing in a bag. It's one of the reagents for the canoe. I can also make a rope made of skin and a sleeping bag if I had another tenon thread, which I don't. And then leather if I had an improved tanner workbench, which leather is the reagent needed to repair my backpack. One sec. So with one of my dried hides that I just picked up, I'm going to make rope made of skin. And now with rope made of skin, I can make the native bow frame. Oh no, I can't. Oh, that's painful. I only have 2 of the 3 flexible branches required. Okay, well that's going to have to be done another time then. I came 1 flexible branch away from being able to make the bow. You know what? How close is it? honestly, it's the round trip to get out to those flexible branches out there is pretty far away. So that's going to have to be a task for a future stream, I think. But just to wrap everything up, the new ingredients for the bowstring gave me the ability to make a improved trap. So if you do end up living near like short-eared dogs or rabbits or turtles or chickens or whatever, you can make traps to kill them automatically. And the quality of the traps can go up and up and up to be able to kill bigger things. So like jackals, white jackals, anteaters, goats, so on and so forth. A clay flask. So a large container for carrying liquid up to 25 units. And then a sleeping bag. This sleeping bag is also one of the survival tasks, if I'm not mistaken. So make a tusk tip harpoon, a primitive fishing rod, a chemistry bench, a sleeping bag. All these would give survival points. I think, even though I'm a little bit over time, the last thing I want to do here is to get the date palm collector. So that's a coconut flask, a bamboo stick, and a liana rope. So that I can get one more of my crafting or survival points. So let's do that. Here's bamboo, liana rope, coconut flask. That is everything that I need for the date palm juice collector. And I live very close to a date palm tree, fortunately. And we'll tap the tree just like you would get maple syrup from a maple tree. And be able to unlock that last, or the second to last, learning skill point. Here, as you can see, I can set up the date palm juice collector. Oh, awkwardly, I don't have an axe to build it. That's unfortunate. Maybe I could just throw together like a cheapo axe. What happened to my axe? I didn't leave the base with one. So for that, I just need like a stick and a stone. Here's my stone. And there's usually like just random sticks on the beach. Nope. Not that one. Fine. Do I really have to run all the way back to my base? I guess I do. You can definitely see how, like, obtaining a source of obsidian is a huge quality of life improvement. And minor spoiler, there is obsidian on this starter island. I just haven't happened upon it yet. But obsidian tools last a whole lot longer, which is kind of funny because I think obsidian being like glass, it would not realistically last very long. It'd be very sharp, but wouldn't have a particularly high endurance. But whatever. So let's see if I can make one of those improve axe blades. Yeah, I can. Cool. I'm basically out of daylight, but I'll get it done. Yeah, there goes the daylight. So over time, it will collect juice, and it's like, it's water that also restores some food. 1 food, 7 water. And that gave me the survival point I need for learning 4. So anytime a skill of mine hits level 6, I'll also gain a survival point. So, like, I'm level 4 fire starting, level 4 crafting. I haven't hit 6 in anything yet, so it maxes out the amount of survival points that I could get. So in my opinion, rushing to level 4 survival point is worth it, so that you can get as many, level 4 learning, sorry, to get as many survival points as possible. I wouldn't say you have to min-max this game, but it's useful. It definitely is useful. Alright, well this is where I am going to leave off for now. Thank you for tuning in to Survival Fountain of Youth, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 17th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid spoilers in the comments, so don't spoil anything. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow survivors.